have a politician in the studio. He is Babashola Adegbuyi. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Amy.
Well, online we have two Victors, incidentally. We have Victor Ekwalo, who is in Kaduna, in Nigeria. Victor, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome. And then we have Victor Bamishaye from Ukraine.
It's always my pleasure being here.
Well, it's a pleasure having you here. So let's start from the studio, Babashola. We're looking at the election in just a few months, about 8 months or so. You are a politician. Are you ready for the 2019 elections?
Well, all I know is that the politicians are ready. Nigerians are ready. Even Nigerians, if you allow them to do that this year, the election this year, they are ready for the election this year.
One would say that's easier said than done, because we saw the congresses recently and it did not look like the system or the politicians, because we still have some issues on, from outcome of that. So one would say perhaps the politicians are not yet ready.
The politicians are not, for the politicians, they are not ready for this year, but for the electorate, they are ready for this year, because they are not ready for the government to continue the next 1 year. If INEC could draw the timetable back to 2018, I'm very sure a lot of people will be happy for that.
That's the electorate.
Yes.
All right, so let's start with Kaduna. We have Victor. Victor, he says that the electorate are ready, even if INEC says the elections should hold this year. Are you ready?
I am ready, and I think I completely understand his perspective, considering a lot of things that have been going on in Nigeria. A lot of people are ready to exercise their voting power, and yes, I think a lot of Nigerians are ready, from my own opinion.
Well, if you say a lot of Nigerians are ready, it's kind of contradictory, because INEC says millions of PVCs are yet to be picked. So how are they ready?
So, Nigerians do not exactly have a very, very strong voting culture, to be very honest. And being ready can mean a lot of things. Now, being ready, a lot of people say they are ready in a lot of very, very angry way. We are emotionally ready, but maybe practically we're not ready, because there are a lot of things on the ground that point to this emotional readiness. A lot of people are angry, a lot of people are emotionally we're ready, but practically, yes. A lot of people don't know how these elections are going to be structured. A lot of people don't know when the election is supposed to be for. The whole go get your PVC thing is still very new to a lot of people. So I don't think practically we're ready. It's just an emotional thing.
Okay, so Victor Bamishaye, all the way in Ukraine, and we don't have online voting yet. We don't have voting for diaspora. Are you going to participate? Do you think Nigerians are ready?
I am going to participate in the electioneering process. I am already a participant. If I would vote is another question, and that comes with accessibility. We look forward to a day when we could have the possibility to vote, especially for those of us who are in diaspora. But the good thing is I'm not going to be here for long. But as for 2019, let's see how that turns out. But about readiness, I think that has to be put into context, and especially a comparative one. If we're talking about readiness within the Nigerian context of how things used to be and how things are now, I think compared to our best standards, we are ready, Nigerians are ready. But compared to the best practices in the world, we are nowhere near ready, because, these terms have to be put into juxtapositions with anthropology and sociology. And what is the sociology of the Nigerian people? What has our development been? Like my friend Victor said, Nigerians do not yet have a voting culture. I would rather say that many Nigerians are political illiterate. We do not know what exactly it means to be a part of the political process. And we hope that will evolve over time. And of course, the signs are showing that things are getting better. I would like more people to be involved, not just in voting, but also in asking, salient questions in the time during the electioneering process, during the campaigns, being a part of asking questions that will shape the future, that will determine policies. We must be active participants of this. We must take our politicians to the task. They must explain to us exactly why they deserve our votes, and there must be some sort of accountability post-election. And these are things that we have not gotten used to in Nigeria, and we think I am of the opinion that we need more voters education and about how the political structure and process should go. So we need more.
All right. All right. Okay, Victor, let's come back to the studio. I mean, he did talk about the role of politicians. You are a politician. He did talk about the need for voters' education. Now, you would expect Nigerians to come and vote for you. Now, if Nigerians are not interested, then most likely you won't get the votes that you need. So what are you doing to make Nigerians ready?
Presently, we've been talking to people. We've made them to realize that things can get better. We should not lose up. So we've been going from village to village, enlightening the masses, the electorate, that if you want the best for your life, don't lose hope. Don't lose hope by saying, I'm no longer interested in Nigerian election. I'm no longer interested in Nigerian politics. All you just need to do, look for how to change the change. How to change the change. So we are doing seminars, workshop, and sometimes we organize town hall meetings for people, and we enlighten them. We let them have better understanding that if you don't sacrifice for this country, you're going to another country will not be better off. Why? Because over there, the citizen, the indigenous of those countries actually sacrifice for their home country. So you as a Nigerian, you must be able to do same here so that you be proud of the country you come from.
Okay, but when education or enlightenment and seminars come from politicians, one can get suspicious because your education and enlightenment could be sentimental, just to make the people vote for you and not make the people see things the way they really are. Because I'm not sure you would go to a community and tell the community to vote for an individual from a party that is not yours.
Let's put aside politicians. Let's talk about myself now. I know how things have been on for a very long time. And I know the reason why you have about 80 million people registering for a PVC, and at the end of the day, maybe just 25 people with vote.
Why? Share with us the reason.
Number one, a lot of people that actually registered, not that they are interested in the election. They actually registered because maybe the government has forced them to obtain one identification card, or let me just have it. You get, that's number one. Number two, a lot of them are we don't know what will happen in the future. Let me just have this. But nobody can force me to go to the polling booth on the election day. And unfortunately, the government has not made people happy since 1999, even up to this, that we ginger most of the electorates to go to the polling booth. To them, they are all the same. Why should I give myself unnecessary headache by going to, taking for example, in 2015, a lot of people were outside there when it was raining, and despite the rain, they said, no, we want this guy to go, and this guy must come in. But at the end of the day, we are singing in another tune now.
So what do you think the people will do this time around?
Well, we will continue to appeal to people. We continue to appeal to people. We let them have this understanding that, yes, you believed in someone and that person has failed you, then that does not mean that you should lose hope. Okay, all you just need to do now is
how would you say you believed in someone and they have failed them? Would you say the people have been failed?
The people have been failed. Yeah, the people have been failed. A lot of promises were made before 2015. I'm not talking about the president. I'm not talking about the governor alone now. All of them altogether. A lot of promises were made without people actually asking them, how will you get the resources to get this thing done? You know the crude oil is coming down, and you want to do this. You want to create 3 million jobs in a year. You want to do this and that. So where are the resources? You get my point. But now, at the end of the day, everybody went to the election, to the polling booth, to elect their leaders, and now we are singing another song because we failed to ask the salient question, as Victor mentioned the other time. So in this time around, all we just need to do, we are looking at the population of those that are yet to be part of the electorate. In other words, we are looking at the percentage of those that don't go to the polling booth. We are looking at the 75% of the registered voters. We are looking at them and try to attack them. There is a political movement I belong to. That is exactly what we are doing now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll just pause here. We'll take a break. Well, we have a lot of questions to ask Mr. Adegbuyi, who is a politician here, and I'm sure Victor, in fact, the victors will have a question or two to ask. But we'll take a break and we'll be right back. Can we continue? Okay. All right, welcome back. We're still discussing, looking at the preparedness of Nigerians for the 2019 elections. And we have two victors online. We're going to start with, let's start with Victor Bamishaye in Ukraine. Victor, do you feel that people like you, the youths, especially those outside the country, that you are engaged enough? I mean, he talked about the issue of educating Nigerians. Do you feel this pulse at all?
Well, in my opinion, I think the youth does not have the liberty or luxury to play the victim card. It's as it has always been through history. Power is never given. So there will never be a time that you'll be gifted power or the ability or the chance to participate in the electionary process. You know, it was Gladys Pyle who said that the Greek word for idiot literally translates to the one who does not participate in politics. So in my own opinion, according to Pyle, I would think that it is the youth who must take the first step towards participating in this process. The youth has the resource that is needed, both the ideological, I mean, they can have it. I'm not sure we do have it now, but we can have the ideological prowess. We do have the population to go to any platform and basically hijack it. But we are not doing that. We are laying back. I think a lot of the Nigerian youths now, we are just that.
Okay, all right. We have to hear from Victor. Victor, do you agree with Victor?
So I like where he did deviate a bit and say he's not sure we do have it, but we can have it. So the thing is, I feel like the youths are largely uneducated. They're largely ignorant about the political processes in Nigeria, electioneering, elections and whatnot. And this has contributed to a whole lot of actions on their part. So there's a whole lot of misinformation. There is still, the youths in Nigeria largely believe that their votes do not count. And that's one of the primary reasons why
we need to correct that impression.
Yes, misinformation, ignorance, a lack of education. So we can do a lot. Like Victor said, there is prospect. We have the numbers, we have the age, we have a lot of things. But
all right, Victor, thank you so much. We really have to start this discussion now. We are getting out of time. Thank you so much, Victor and Victor, for joining in this discussion. Well, so many questions would have loved to ask you, especially since you're a young politician. But I guess you will get away with it now. Maybe next time we'll bring you back. But thank you so much, Mr. Adegbuyi, for joining in Channels in this episode of the program.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure being here.
All right. Well, we will continue this discussion, but now let's see the videos that our viewers watched the most last week.